All right, what's up, my friends? Welcome. The finale of the Innistrad Midnight Hunt complete set review. Constructed, limited, every card, white, blue, black, red, green, multicolor. Now we're on Colorless. The artifacts, the lands, aren't too many of them, honestly. We're finishing strong right here, right now. Anything you missed on YouTube, go watch it. Watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Watching on Twitch, make sure you follow. Hit the buttons, do the things. I love you all. Thanks so much. 10 new brews on Thursday. I'm commentating Saturday and Sunday in different tournaments. Bronze and Mythics coming up. You're all great. I love you all. Let's go. Finish strong. Our first card is the Celestis. Is that how you say that? The Celestis. 3-mana legendary artifact. Starts the day-night cycle. Taps for a mana of any color. And then tap 3. Choose night, day, or day to night. Then whenever the night cycle changes, you gain a life and you may loot a card. What the hell do you do with this card? You know, I mean, I guess if you wanted to play that Phoenix, this is kind of a cool way to like recur day and night without like having problems. But it's a very weird card. It's a mana rock. It starts a day-night cycle. It loots and gains life, and it can change the day-night cycle. But what's the benefit you're getting for doing that? You know, like, it's a weird card. It's a very weird card. In Limited, it seems good, because it's just like a mana rock with a lot of upside and stuff like that. Constructed, I just don't know what you want to do with this card. I don't see, like, a purpose for it. I don't see a purpose for it. It's not really seeing it. You know, like, I mean, there are obviously cards that care about swapping day and night, but, like, in Constructed, can you afford to build around that? I don't think so. It's also legendaries. You can't play that many of them in Constructed either, so it feels like a limited card. It feels like a commander card. Good and limited. Don't see anything in Constructed with this card, honestly. If you only drew a card, yeah, it'd be insane, but we'll move on. Next card is Crossroads Candleguide, which is some pretty cool art. 4 mana 3/4. Comes into play, exile a card from the graveyard, and it filters mana. Solid draft comment, honestly. I mean, like, graveyard hate's very reasonable in this format. A lot of good things to exile. It's a 3/4, which is like fine. It can filter mana for splashes. This is not a card you play like a lot of the time, but it's a card that you're not super unhappy to play if you need to play it. The art's really cool. I like it a lot. Super, super fun art. But yeah, it's kind of like a fringe playable limited card for splashing or whatever. Nothing amazing, but it's okay. It's okay. Up next is Jack-O-Lantern, a card that I actually like a lot. 1 mana for an artifact. Pay 1, sack it to exile a card from a graveyard and draw a card. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, honestly. So it's 2 mana cycling, basically, with good value. And you can exile it from your graveyard to add 1 mana of any color. That's pretty good. You know, this is like, honestly, possibly playable in older formats with Luris. And with, you know, Delirium for Dragon Rage Channeler. It cantrips, it draws cards. It can make mana of any one color. That's like kind of like a last, you know, like a whatever thing. But realistically, just 1 mana, 2 mana, split up, exile a card, draw a card is fine if you need an artifact that does that. So kind of a cool card. We'll see play in various places. Kind of cool art. It's kind of cool, honestly. It's kind of cool. Up next is Moonsilver Key. 2 mana for an artifact. Pay 1, sacrifice it. Search library for an artifact card with a mana ability or a basic land card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your library. So this is like a weird tutor for mana rocks or basic lands. Okay. I mean, I guess, like, sure, you go get your mana vault or whatever. Like, yeah, this card has no meaning to me at all. It's not playable unlimited, and it's not playable constructed. So, moving on. Mystic Skull. 2 mana for an artifact that will filter mana, which is kind of cool. Pay 5 and transform it, and you get a 5/6 that gives all of your lands chromatic ability. This card is a great limited card. I mean, you know, you just dump it to play on turn 2, whatever, and then you just, on turn 5 you get a 5/6. Pretty cool. And then again, I said there might be like a sort of like 5-color, 4-color, multicolor kind of draft deck. This card goes right into that deck, obviously. And a 5/6 is big. 5/6 is quite large. So don't deny that one. Cool limited card. Cool limited card. I like it. Yes, you did, Nicole. You forgot the back sides of the colorless cards. So Nicole did all the work for this set review. She missed those two. It's okay though. I forgive her. Moving on.
It's a trap.
Pithing Needle returns, and Pithing Needle is one of the most overplayed, over-sideboarded cards in Magic's history. Been around for a long time. A very, very long time. It is certainly a passable sideboard card. It has a job to do sometimes, and it's fine. But you don't just play Pithing Needle unless you have a damn good idea of what you're doing with it. Like, you bring this card in. This card is a scalpel, is a surgical knife. You don't just play it and like name stuff. You bring it in because you're playing against sneak attack, and you just stop the card's sneak attack. Or you're playing against Sense's Divining Top, and you just stop that card in particular. Otherwise, it just sucks. I mean, like, in older formats, we've got things like Urza Saga and like ways to find it. It's an artifact for improvise or whatever it is, But in standard, this card should almost never see play unless something really, really weird is happening. So please, 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 please don't over-sideboard this card. You need a real, real good reason to put it in your deck. There aren't even good Planeswalkers right now, So, and yeah, this is just a reprint for Constructed, Just more Needles is better. It's a good Eternal card, but like you're bringing this card in to beat Coma, you're still going to lose to Coma. They're going to have a bunch of 3/3s in play. You're going to Doomblade their Coma, and they're going to kill you. So, you got to have a real reason to play this card. All right? Simple as that. Don't play it limited, and make sure you have a damn reason to play it unconstructed. Moving on to Silver Bolt. 1 mana artifact. Pay 3 to sacrifice it. Deal 3 damage to any creature. If a werewolf will be able to damage this way, draw, destroy it. It's funny because like these cards are usually really bad. Usually they're very, very overcosted. There's one in every set. It's like a 1 mana artifact. It taps for 6, deals 5 damage to a creature, whatever. This one's actually really good. 1 mana artifact, 3 damage for a lightning bolt, or 3 mana for a lightning bolt is very passable. That's fine. And then a big, big thing here is that a lot of the werewolves are freaking huge when they flip. They are huge. And this thing kills them. And that is awesome. This is going to be a high pick. Please don't look at this card through the lens of the 1 mana artifact in every set that kills things sucks. Because this card is very, very good. Very high pick. Obviously super cool. It's a Silver Bolt, whatever, kills the werewolf. Just a really, really good draft card. Very, very good. Could even see playing constructed if like you really like have a deck that needs to kill something, or like as a werewolf or whatever, or like a red deck needs to kill a pro red creature or whatever. But yeah, it's more of a great draft card. Just a great draft card. Stuffed Bear. Okay. 2 mana for an artifact. Pay 2. It's a 4/4. Card's weird. A 4/4 is obviously a pretty good stats for limited. Paying 2 for it over and over again, not very exciting, but it's kind of cool. Turns on Coven. That's very fair. It's 4 powers for pretty cheap. Kind of a cool card, honestly. It's a little clunky. I'd probably want to have, not have many mana sinks, stuff like that. But it's probably playable in limited. I'm almost like... it's like scared to say that because it looks kind of bad, but I think it is playable and limited. It's a weird one though, and it is cool because also it dodges removal spells and stuff. You got to build a Wrath of God Stuffed Bear deck. It's like freaking Chimeric Isle back in the day. Any boomers out there? But yeah, I think this card's like kind of cool. Honestly, it's kind of a cool card. Again, another card where like the cards that are like this usually are really bad, so it's hard to like alter your perception. But it is kind of a cool card. And the stats are pretty good. And we move on to our lands. So we have a new land cycle here. And they are, just much to Wizards' dismay, immediately been dubbed the slow lands. When I first saw these, I got really happy. I read them as the fast lands. Because the fast lands, the original fast lands from Scars of Mirrodin, all have plain specific names. Seachrome Coast, Copperline Gorge. Thereby, they're hard to reprint because there's no Copperline Gorge on other planes. It's just on Mirrodin. And when I first saw these, I assumed, all right, awesome. They just bit the bullet and printed new fast lands in with more regular, more like generic names to reprint. And I want the fast lands so bad for historic. And I just love fast lands in general because I love lands that come in untapped on turn one. These don't do that. So these come in tapped on turn 1 or turn 2, and are untapped at all other times. They play sort of like Fable Passage does. Tapped early, untapped later. They're good. They're obviously, we're going to play them in standard. They're definitely good. I am sad they come in tapped because I like playing 1-drops. It's as simple as that. Like, they're not as bad as temples, like they're not as bad as like, just all the time tap lands, which is kind of cool, So they're quite good, I think, but they're not fast lands. The art is also insane on these. Art's really, really cool on all of these. I like it a lot. So, and even in an aggro deck, if you're just like mountain, rockfall veil, it's fine. There's also the flip lands currently coming to untapped. So, again, I hate that it's an incomplete cycle. It makes me very angry, but all in all, these lands are pretty cool. They're fine. I like them. They're really not that bad for aggro. Like, you can't just play them later. Like, Rootbound Crag was fine in red green aggro. It's not great, but yeah. So they're fine. They're cool. Seem like fine standard lands. Nothing super exciting or anything, but they are certainly very passable. And we'll play them and we'll deal with it. And that's just that. It is true also they are very good with the creature lands. That is very true. The cards like Den of the Bugbear are very awkward with tap lands because you don't play your tap land on turn 1 and play your Den later, but you can't play it later, so you got to play it early. So these do play very, very well with the creature lands. That is very, very true. So I think they're better than they look, but it is what it is. Moving along. Field of Ruin. Reprint. Love it. Should be in every standard. Nothing more to say. Following Wilds. Reprint. Love it. Should be in every standard. It's really, really easy stuff. We've seen these cards 1,000 times already. Our next one, however... No, wrong button. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's late. Leave me alone. Is our best in show. Hostel. And it's not just because it has a cool name. Although that's kind of the reason, a little bit. This land is very, very good. Colorless land comes in untapped. So the bar here is super low. Like Mutavault before it, it's almost all gravy. Pay 1, sack a creature, put a soul counter on hostel. Then if there are 3 more soul counters on it, removal counters, transform it, untap. So that's just good. We have these tokens or whatever, these zombie tokens that are decayed, 1/1 tokens from whatever, response to removal, whatever it is. Not too hard to activate this card. Very low opportunity cost. Sorcerer speed? Oh, I missed that part. Yeah. Still. That's still fine. All right, so never mind. I think that the response to removal part is the least important part of the card. Because if you're playing this card, you're playing it for a reason, not just to, like, play our removal spells. So, sack a token, sack a decay creature, sack a bloodghastly kind of card, whatever. All right? Once you do that 3 times, it flips into Creeping In, which is a black artifact horror construct. A 3/7.
Oh my god, Becky.
Whenever it attacks, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life. Rex is the number of creature cards exiled with Creeping In. So, slowly gains life, slowly drains life. Huge body, hard to kill. And then it can also phase out too. So, like, if you're in the Royal Late game and they have kill spells, you can protect it. I think this card is very, very good. Again, this is all about opportunity cost. It's all about opportunity cost. The opportunity cost here is extremely low. Extremely low. It's just a colorless land. You're playing a mono black deck. You're playing a mono white deck, mono red deck, whatever. Super easy to play. Super easy to play. You throw a creature into it, whatever. Throw a token into it, whatever. It's a build around card. This is not a card you just put in your deck, for sure. But opportunity cost is still very low, and the payoff is very, very high. I like it. I like it. Chad is correct. It does compete with Faithless Haven. That is true. But I mean, I'll just tell you, it's, you know, if you're not playing snow, if you're playing more than one color, you get the idea. You get the idea. So, it is Westvale Abbey-esque for sure. It's a sack out on untapped land, absolutely. You could also play freaking like, you know, Threaten or whatever and steal their stuff. I mean, claim the first one rotated, but whatever, you get the idea. Just saying, sack out on a land is very, very good. Super low opportunity cost, super solid card. Again, there aren't many options in the color section, but card's very good. Card's very good. I like it a lot. Card sweet. Card sweet. And that's it. We're all done. That's the end of a set review. I did it. I made it. It took me 5.5 hours, but we are here and we are complete. YouTube folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the playlist. Watch all of these, please. Check out all the cards. Leave your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Nailed it.
Bingo!
Woo, boy. YouTube folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe. All right. You're all great. You're all great.